You're having 1% click-through rate, which is horrendous. A 1% click-through rate means only one person's actually going to watch the video. And these are not hard and fast rules, but in general, I've noticed that a click-through rate below 4%, YouTube will stop distributing that because YouTube doesn't think it's worth their time. And above 6%, YouTube pushes it automatically. So the decision happens in under a second on the algorithm. You're not getting to be able to control it. So you want to increase that. So if 100 people see this video, the opportunity to click on this video, you get 5 people instead of 1 people to click on it. So it's a huge leverage point for you. And it's something that I think a lot of people sleep on. Packaging is the thing that took me from making videos that get sub 100 views, sub 500 views, to videos that get 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. I have videos that have over 500,000 views, right? Because I kind of figured out how this packaging game works. So the way that I like to explain packaging is that right topics get you in the room, but packaging determines how many people are in the room when you're making that presentation. And this in YouTube is the title and the thumbnail. And just to kind of really drive this home of how powerful packaging is, this is actually my last video that I did on YouTube. I noticed that it was being pushed in the algorithm and it kept on getting more impressions, but it would just flatline after that. And you can kind of see it's doing better than my average, but I could tell that the YouTube algorithm really wanted to break out and show it to a lot of other people. And so when I analyzed the packaging, the title and the thumbnail, I realized the thing that I think was really holding me back was the thumbnail. I thought the thumbnail was really weak. So what I did was I created a new thumbnail, and that circle right there is where I added the new thumbnail. And you can see almost immediately after I added the new thumbnail, it starts going up and to the right, like a quadratic growth, where right before that circle, it's almost a linear growth, right? So it kind of goes like this, and then I add the thumbnail and it goes like this, okay? And that is the power of packaging, because the truth is the content didn't change. This is the exact same video I had 2 seconds before that thumbnail change, and immediately I start getting more views. So you don't earn views with good content, you earn views with good packaging, and then you keep them with good content, okay? So let's talk about a little bit like some training around how to make good packaging. Well, we'll start with the title, since packaging is title and thumbnails. So title, you need to have 65 characters max. Why 65 characters? After 65 characters, it gets truncated, which means that you don't see any words past that, especially on mobile when you have a tiny little screen. So you can have more than 65 characters, but just know that the majority of people are never going to see what's past that. So you really want the meat and the potatoes, or the entire thing, to be in 65 characters or less. And you always want to pattern interrupt first, right? You want somebody to read it to be like, whoa, it kind of breaks them out of the trance of when they're scrolling through YouTube and clicking. And as a quick side note here, YouTube is the only platform that's what is known as point and click, meaning that Instagram and TikTok and all these other freaking talks and ticks, all of them, you just scroll on your phone and it just feeds you it like a little dopamine rat that you are, okay? YouTube, someone has to drag their little mouse and click on it and watch it, okay? So because of that, you have to earn this click that you wouldn't have to anywhere. But also because of that, that's why I think viewers are more valuable on YouTube than any other platform. So number 1, lead with a pattern interrupt, counterintuitive, bold, or specific. So for example, one of my videos that have done well recently, I quit social media and my business grew faster. The goal is to stop the scroll before they read anything else. So because I'm saying this counterintuitive thing, I didn't do social media and I made more money. Everyone's like, wait, I thought social media is for making more money. I was able to earn a lot of clicks, which ended up making that video a breakout video for me. Number 2, add a specific proof anchor. Numbers, timelines, or dollar amounts build trust immediately. So for example, $12.5 million from YouTube beats how I made money from YouTube every single time. Number 3, imply a clear transformation. So the viewer should answer, what will I get in 1 second or less from reading the title? YouTube is now on easy mode for business owners, another breakout video for me. The transformation is implied immediately. Okay, YouTube's easy to do. I just need to figure out what the change was and how do I do it myself. First person beats second person. So how I went from $0 to $25 million outperforms how to go from $0 to $25 million. First person feels real and earned. Second person feels like a template anyone can write, especially with AI today. Let me give you some examples of same topic, but completely different results. So a weak title would be like, how to get more clients using YouTube. It's generic. There's no proof anchor, no pattern interrupt. Sounds like every other video on the topic, and YouTube's not going to push it. YouTube is now on easy mode for business owners. This got me 20,000 views in the first week. Pattern interrupt, saying easy mode, specific audience call out, I said business owners, and counterintuitive. It says that what was hard is now easy, so I need to now learn what the change was, and that's why the algorithm put 83% of browse behind it, which I'll talk about what that means here in a little bit, okay? Another example is asking millionaire business owners their number 1 lead gen strategy. So I'm borrowing credibility. I called up a bunch of my business owner friends and I said, hey, what's the best way to generate clients? So I'm talking to business owners about a specific problem, lead gen strategy, and I'm saying that they're millionaires, so I'm adding that credibility inside of that. Outside of title, you have thumbnail. And those are 3 seconds. You have 120 pixels, and the entire test is essentially what this thumbnail does that makes them click. And the important thing, even though I did title first, is a thumbnail is always gonna be the thing that people see first, right? They see the thumbnail and then they're immediately gonna read the title and then click on the video. So this might even be more important than a title. So number one, you need a pattern interrupt visually. So you want high contrast, unexpected elements, or an expression that makes people stop. A bold diagram or infographic thumbnail consistently outperforms a talking head one for educational content. When I looked at all of my 415 videos, all of the videos where I'm showing like a diagram or an iPad drawing or something like that, all outperformed any of like the special words or fancy before and afters that I had, which is always funny to me because those are the easiest ones to make. I just screenshot a part of the video and I throw it up there. Number two, you want your face close and expressive. So faces consistently outperform text-only thumbnails. So you want to fill the frame when you can. So a small figure in the corner performs worse than a face taking up 40 to 60% of the image. So I see a lot of people making videos where they're like this tiny little thing in the bottom left-hand corner. You should be taking up at least the whole bottom quadrant if you can, because what you're doing is you're building credibility and brand awareness with your face. The more people see your face, they immediately think, okay, that face equals value. That face equals I'm having my problem solved. Let me click on that face. And you want the expression of the face to match the promise. Number three, 5 words or fewer of text. So if you have 120 pixels on a phone, anything longer than 5 words is unacceptable, okay? So the thumbnail should reinforce the title, not restate it. So if somebody sees the thumbnail and it says the exact text in the title, you're not really like, it's not interesting enough. You're wasting space. Where if they look at my thumbnail where this is insane diagram of a sales funnel that people can understand immediately from the thumbnail, and they read down and it says the most valuable funnel training you'll ever watch, those things complement each other. It's not that I just put my face and then I said the most valuable funnel training you ever watched. Nobody's going to click on that, okay? So the title creates curiosity and the thumbnail confirms its credibility. And the nice thing is that even if you upload it and it's not working out, you can change one of them after the first 24 or 48 hours and the algorithm will adjust accordingly. If you want my help installing any of these systems in your business done for you, be sure to book a call with my team down below.